Coucou my loves, como ça va? So I have these plans this year to kind of update my apartment, and I thought that because it's going to be updated, because it's going to be changing, that maybe what I should do is give you a little tour of my apartment. So I live in a 70-meter apartment, Haussmannian building, which means that it is old, like super old. And living in an apartment that is that old, I can assure you, is definitely unique. And you have problems that you didn't know you could have. Like at one point our building was about to collapse and they were like, oh, we need to go down and like do some stuff in the cops. So all summer long they were doing work to make sure our building didn't collapse. Yay. And one of the great things though that I love are the beautiful Haussmannian details. I am fortunate enough to have like the crown molding, the medallion, the whole thing. And this is exactly what I wanted for an apartment. I have the parquet floors. It's literally everything that I wanted. So we're starting the tour in the living room. Hello, living room. This room, I keep moving around, I keep changing, and now I'm gonna kind of do the big change that I wanted to do. And part of the big change that I want to do is I have all of my books right here, right now on this credenza, and it's just become a place of just books and vintage decor and all sorts of like my knitting stuff and like little things like that. And it's time to update all of these things. So I think what I'm gonna do is do some really big, tall bookshelves on each side so that I can have a place to put all of my books and all of my beautiful little decor things. I also want to note that the thing about my apartment is that this wall in some of the other apartments in the building, this wall does not exist. And instead, right here, you have the double doors, and then this is like the dining room, and then this is the living room. I kind of wish they had left my double doors or left it fully open because it definitely makes the room feel much bigger when it's open. Nonetheless, I like it. The thing about these Haussmannian apartments, particularly in my building, is that my apartment and my neighbor's apartment, they used to be one giant apartment. So basically you had like the whole floor. So you had a lot more space. But then of course these apartments were divided, and they were just all divided in various ways. So let's talk furnishing the apartment. I furnished my apartment from a variety of places. So a lot of the items in here are vintage. I have a beautiful vintage dining room table. I have a super beautiful vintage bar cart that I got. I also have this really beautiful vintage stool. I also have this really beautiful vintage buffet, and then a small little vintage side table. A lot of my decor is vintage. Some of it's new, but most of it is vintage, or it's something that I brought with me from the US. I will say this, I am unlike probably most people. I say bring all of the stuff. Bring everything. Other than the furniture, but like bring everything else. Bring the decor, bring the kitchen stuff, bring the pots, the pans, the towels, bring the basket, bring it all. I am glad that I did that because there is a lot of stuff that I did not have to repurchase. I got this couch from a brand called Médicis. All of the colors in the room are actually inspired from this chair I have over here. It is from the Socialite family, and I loved the colors in the chair, and I thought, I'm gonna bring all of those colors into my apartment. I also managed to find this perfect rug while I was in Turkey, and it has the most beautiful shade of blue, and then that is what helped fill out the color for the living room. My curtains match that same blue. Everything in the room is really centered around these colors and that color scheme. And I love to put a photo actually over my television because I don't want the television to be like the first thing that you see when you come into the room. And last but not least, where did I actually get this buffet thing over here? I got that from a brand called DIPTYQUE. It is much higher quality than IKEA, and infinitely easier to assemble. This is it. This is the living room. It's probably my favorite room. I just love like chilling in here, and I have lots of plants in here, and I have my own artwork on the wall throughout the apartment. So I have a lot of my own art in display, particularly in the living room, and also some pieces that I've bought, but a lot of like my own art, which I think is really, really cool. Now, if you've been following me for any period of time, you already know this room. This is my dressing, and this is the room that is basically like my kind of catch-all space. It is where I write, where I work, where I don't know, film. I mean, I just do everything in here. It's where guests stay when they come and visit me. And you might be saying, where exactly do the guests sleep? Sweetheart, that is part of the renovation, because right now I am borrowing things from my neighbors so that my guests can sleep on them. And I need to get something in here to like really make the space work a little bit better for me, because right now I have a chair that's huge chair, takes up a lot of space, but it doesn't fold down, so it's just like you can't use it as a bed, so it's not practical. But this is like, I really wanted a super girly room, and this is it. Like, I got all of this artwork, all of it's vintage. Is all of it vintage? Yeah, all of it's vintage. All of the frames are vintage. The only one that has a new frame is this one, but the frame is made to look vintage. So as you can see, it looks like really beautiful on this wall. These chairs I have here, these blue chairs, I bought them actually at Marché Saint-Antoine. This is kind of my catch-all room. So I have bought these. Look at how beautiful these are, these candlesticks. They are basically, they're made for like back in the day when, you know, they had no light. These were what you put behind the piano so that the person could read the sheet music. So these are actually like very specific, like they move like that, so that it'll help the person, whomever is playing the piano, see. I have these super cute little, oh my gosh, I'm blanking on the word, candles. And I got them in green because I really wanted to bring in like a lot of green in this room. And these are just really pretty. And I love them. I got them on Etsy, so they're vintage. I also have this vintage desk that I bought over here. I need to get it refurbished a bit, because the person who sold it to me, let's just say it wasn't as good of quality as they claimed it was. So I need to have it refurbished a bit, but it is a beautiful desk and I really like it. I have this little beautiful marble table over here, this little table that's also vintage. This little cabinet over here is also vintage. It used to actually be a buffet that I kept in the living room, and ultimately decided to move it in here and put like all of like my makeup stuff and all of my, you know, beauty tools and all of that stuff in here, so that, because this is the place where I do my nails, this is the place where I put on my mask, this is the place where I do all that. So I thought like that stuff needs to be in this room. And then this light is vintage over here. And then of course this gigantic, beautiful cabinet is vintage, and then as well as all of the artwork. The chair that I have is from IKEA, and the dressers are also from IKEA. So quite a bit of like mixing of vintage and new kind of within the room. Some of the little accessories are new, and then some of the other little accessories are vintage. So, but there are just lots of like little itty bitty touches that I put all around the room. And I also, of course, have a vintage mirror. It is so that I can, you know, see all my little outfits while I'm doing my outfit videos. I'm often looking in my mirror as well. So we are now in the kitchen, and I have the tiniest kitchen, or at least it feels that way to me, but it is quite a small kitchen. So the thing to know about French kitchens, when you get an unfurnished apartment, okay, so my apartment was unfurnished, as I said. When you get an unfurnished apartment, you have to bring everything. Like the kitchen, you also have to buy that. You have to bring that with you. It does not come with the kitchen. My apartment fortunately came with this countertop, and it came with a sink, and it came with these drawers there's like cabinets right here, and then these drawers over here. These drawers are totally impractical because the oven is right here, so I can't fully open the doors, but whatever. I wish actually it hadn't come with that. But it did come with this open space, and that meant that I had the option of having a washer dryer or a dishwasher. And I chose a washer dryer because, as we know, I have tons of clothes. But the thing is after a while, I was really sick of washing dishes. Like, really sick of it. So I ended up buying this dishwasher. It is a teeny tiny dishwasher, and it can fit on the counter or underneath the sink. It's from this company called Bob, and it has a whole bunch of different faces. I got it in black. I don't know why I got it in black. I should have gotten it in white. It would have looked better, but whatever. The point is I got it in white, and it's little teeny tiny. As you can see, it's like basically for a camper, and it can fit exactly 4 big plates and 4 of these medium-sized plates, and then it can fit 3 cups. Or I can take these out. It's totally modular, and I could take these out and put in more space for more plates. So if I have like a dinner party, I can easily fit like 8 of the dinner plates in here and then do a wash, and then by the time dessert is done, I can put all 8 dessert plates in and then do a wash, and then by the time dinner's over, I can put everybody's cups. I remove the plate stuff, and I can put more cups in, and I put everybody's cups. So it is enough, shockingly, to do a dinner party. My last apartment, I did not have an oven, and I was going crazy not having an oven. So I bought, when I moved in here, I was like, I have to have an oven again. So I bought this really great, it is an oven and stove cooktop combination. It is from Smeg. It's so cute. I love it. And then I have right up here is the hood. It's taken a while to get the hood fixed up, but I'm almost there. Basically is when I bought it, so it's one of those hoods where technically it's supposed to have that vent that goes up, but the thing is because of the way that my apartment is constructed, that's not possible. So instead you had to buy these little pieces that go inside of it that can like filter stuff out and run it. And it took me a while to figure out what those were called, how do I get them, which ones worked for mine. It just like wasn't clear at all. So finally I have that figured out. And so last thing to do will be to have an electrician come in here and put in an outlet right here so that I can plug it up, because this one that is here, that was the thing that was originally here, which was totally disgusting. It had like the electricity went directly in it, like the cord's connected, and this one is via an outlet. So I have to have a guy put in an outlet, and thus far I've been quoted 400 euros to put in an outlet, which I don't know why. Whatever. So the point is, though, I bought this countertop here. This is the one that came, and this is all my countertop space. So it can be a bit stressful when cooking. Is there anything that you notice is missing? I'll give you one guess, a microwave. I do not have a microwave because it just, unfortunately, wouldn't fit. So I have to reheat everything in the oven or on the stove. My first apartment had this dorm-size refrigerator, and I couldn't handle it. And when I moved in here, I just said, I want the largest refrigerator that can fit up the stairs. And this was it. I love this refrigerator. It's so big, and it has this big freezer down here, big fridge, big freezer, big fridge. It's a whole thing. Yeah, I brought all the cabinets myself, all the cabinets, everything other than this, everything else I bought. And if you want to know how much it cost me to do this kitchen, it was 5,000 euros. And while the quality of what I bought was very good, the customer service was awful. And also the sales process, there was a lot of stuff that just like wasn't clear. And ultimately, I really wish that I had gone with like professional installation, because I think that a lot of the problems I have, like I wouldn't have them still now. But you know, whatever you learn, right? And what do people do when they move? They take their kitchens with them. And you best believe I will be taking all of this stuff with me. And welcome to the last room on our tour, which is the bathroom. So I have a shockingly large bathroom because most people don't. Couple things to note that are interesting about French bathrooms is that very often the toilet is in a completely different room than the rest of the bathroom. So then the bathtub and the sink and everything else like that. I have to say, I love that. I love it because someone can be using the bathroom, doing whatever they got to do in the toilet while you're sitting in here taking your bubble bath. So it's great. The one thing that bugs me about my toilet room is that it doesn't have like a little sink in it. I would love to put that in, but again, not entirely certain like what that would entail and might not be possible. But then that way people wouldn't have to walk down to the bathroom to then wash their hands. Fun fact about French people is a lot of times at the toilet room does not have the sink in it, they actually go and wash their hands in the kitchen sink, which I just can't get behind. Another thing about French bathrooms is that they very often have a drying rack. Like that's very normal to have a towel drying rack. Mine does not. I could install one, but the cool thing about it is because my radiator is here and there's a towel rack directly over my radiator, I get the exact same effect. Like the radiator warms up my towel and so voila, I get to have a nice hot towel when I get out of the bathroom. All of the cabinets and everything came with it. So you get your cabinets and all that good stuff in your bathroom. And then fortunately mine also, I have a bathtub, which I love. One of the things that drives me crazy though about French bathrooms is this. They never have the glass go all the way. Like they never have full coverage of the bathtub, shower, combo, or anything like that. It's always this like half piece of glass. And so water can still get on your floors. You have to have really great mats. It drives me crazy. And I have repeatedly thought about, you know, installing a rod up here so that it feels like it's like curtains, so it'll make it look a little bit more pretty, but also it will help with like blocking some of that water that gets on the floor. And then one of my cute little ways of doing things is that I roll up all my little drying towels so that when people come to dry their hands, they can dry their hands in the drying towels and then the dirty towels go in the little bowl. So now, I already know some of you are like, wait a second, that can't be the end of the tour. We didn't get to see your bedroom or your closet. My loves, you have to understand this. My bedroom is a private space for me and potentially a lover. So as a result, that is one area that I will not be showing. I am going to keep that for the most part private because I have finally gotten it updated to a way that I really, really like. And so I don't want it to be, you know, a public space. I want it to be a private space. But with that said, I hope that you have enjoyed getting a little sneak peek at my apartment. It is my sanctuary, my home. I love it. It's just, yeah, it's my vibe. So anyway, thank you so much for watching. Take care, stay safe, and I'll talk to you again soon.